For daily ask Reddit, people who do get paid enough for this shit. What's your job? Trashman here. I literally deal with people's shit. I get paid enough. 10 years in, and 80k plus a year. More this year because COVID-19 overtime. One of the most underappreciated jobs out there. Well deserved. In a different vein than most of the comments, I'm a nanny for a very well-off couple who are convinced their 2 boys are terribly behaved despite me constantly saying they're great kids. There is literal shit to deal with, and they for sure have their issues. Not enough time to play or hang out with their parents doesn't help. But I get paid an outrageous wage to basically be a third parent to 2 cute kids. Recently went down to only 20 hours a week during school and make plenty to pay all my bills/rent and save a little. People who choose to do this their whole lives aren't doing so for lack of something better or whatever you might think. Sometimes this is a very competitive career choice. Edit. Removed a redundant word. Edit 2. Thank you for my first awards. Production operator. I have really good pay for working an alright shift, and I'm damn happy with my job as I have zero education after high school and have worked a lot of shit jobs. What do you guys produce, and why do you like it so much? I'm a production supervisor, and operators seem to be all over the place, satisfaction wise. We are. You have to work with people you like, and that like, or at least tolerate you. Relations fatigue or whatever you want to call it between colleagues is what I think makes people sour. And sour people spreads. They talk shit about each other, and it turns into this whole evil circle thing. Used to hand out free samples for $10/HR when minimum was $7.50. I got to cook and joke around with people all day long. Hardly anyone gets mad at the person giving them free food, even if they don't like it. I loved that job. One time I had both arms full in the mall while walking, and one of the free sample guys in the food court offered me a piece of chicken on an outstretched hand. I paused a moment and then ate it right off the toothpick he was holding. After a second I stared at the guy and he stared back. Then I walked away. Was one of the most awkward moments of my life. Poker dealer. I don't really do much, basically just play middleman, so people can play their game without concern. If there's any real issue I'm supposed to just call a supervisor and let them handle it. I put up with plenty of bullshit, but it's not that bad. My husband is an overpass security guard at a ranch in a small town. He gets paid $17.50 an hour. He sits in the car and makes sure no one comes on the property overnight. Only one time he's had an incident, and it was a drunk driver that drove through the front fence, the pasture, then through the back fence, and then got stuck. He called the police and they handled it. He's worked there for several years. It's an easy job, which is nice, because he has some health issues. Had a babysitting job during university. I showed about 2 hours before bedtime, and we had a snack and I checked if they needed any help with homework, and then we watched some TV. They went to bed at 8:30 and the parent came home around 6 in the morning. This was 2 nights a week and the pay was good. I spent the time either studying or just watching movies all night. My dad is a clam farmer. He basically spends his days diving or fishing, and maybe every 2 weeks has to actually work, but only for a couple of hours. He lives on a tropical island, tax and duty free, and drinks a lot of rum. He could earn a lot more than he does, which is still a tasty amount, but then he'd have to do more, so he's happy as he is. 8 years ago my ex-wife walked out on me because we lived paycheck to paycheck after being medically discharged from the military, was suffering from severe PTSD, was diagnosed with liver cancer that same week. I was highly considering suicide. Once my ex-wife left I got treated for cancer and went into remission. Meanwhile I was doing truck driving training and going to therapy. I began truck driving cross country in the US. It was so liberating and never deal with bosses or people really. I get a message like a text where to pick up and where to deliver with the pay rate and appointment times. As long as I'm on time I don't hear from anybody at work. That's the best part. My current wife was tired of me being gone so much, and she was tired of her dead office job. She asked if I would want her as my co-driver. I was skeptical if she would want to be on the road with me 24/7. She put herself through truck driving school and we began driving together. I've never felt so happy and complete in life. We've been driving together for 3 years now. We bought our own truck and live very comfortable. We take $120k a year each. I'm only 32 and plan on retiring at 40.